two quotes that have helped me to shape my life. The first one is that you cannot pour from an empty cup. This is something that I keep saying across all my interviews and all my talks, which is first we need to take care of ourselves, especially as facilitators, as somebody who's giving back to people.
Today we have a beautiful, intelligent, soft skills and a corporate trainer on our show, Neelu Jain, CEO at Khrysalis and Emerge. Why we are praising her? As she's someone who gets you to do what you don't want to do so that you can be who you want to be. Hello and welcome to Run by Rashi Foundation. Khrysalis is a corporate training and development organization who transforms your business. Emerge is a finishing school building future leaders. आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है नीलू.
Thank you so much, Rashidi. It's wonderful to be here.
To start with, Neelu, please share with us on brand Neelu Jain and what motivates your work ethics. Over to you.
Just taking you through my journey a little. It's been past 14 plus years since I have been into training and development. Started off as a trainer. I was lucky enough to find my calling at a very young age. And so far have trained about 3 lakh plus people pan India. Chrysalis has been operating for the last 6 years plus now, and Emerge has been there for the past 11 years now. And I'm a postgraduate in HR, an NLP practitioner, a business storyteller, and very humbled to receive some of the national and international awards as well. So that's a little bit. And when you talked about, your first question, that was what motivates, what keeps me or our organizations going, I would say it's the people that we are working for. When you get calls or when you get messages or when you get feedback from people saying that your workshop has helped me to understand and get better even by an inch or a small little speck, that is what is so rewarding for us. That is what helps us go back to the training room each and every time, maybe do the same session, but with great amount of passion. Because we know that somewhere or the other, each thing that we're delivering is creating an impact, either to corporates or to college professionals. So that really keeps us going.
Now, she's someone who's a people's person, and this is absolutely wonderful, Neeluji. Okay, so what's the unique pattern or technique you follow during the workshops and all the different courses you're offering?
Another very interesting question. So, the unique technique or the structure that we follow for our training programs, I would say we don't call ourselves trainers. That's the first difference. We call ourselves facilitators. We are all dealing with people, adults, and especially adult learning is such a thing where you can't just feed in and expect them to understand. It has to be driven. It has to be led in a way that is understandable for the audience. So a technique that we follow is experiential learning because we make learners experience the learning and just not a download process. Something else that we do is, while experiential learning, we involve the audience, and each of our training programs are driven with understanding, with activities, and another edge that we have is our facilitators, the quality of our professionals who come with us on this journey to transform people has been really amazing as well accepted with each of our clients. So this I think are the two things that we try and follow, which helps us to just not create an impact with the corporates but also with college students.
Totally wonderful. Okay, so Neelu Jain, see, you know that we have a lot of trainers coming on our platform and a lot of coaches who speak. Let us know why people will choose Chrysalis, Emerge, and Neelu Jain. What is the USP? Let's hear that.
You rightly said there are so many coaches, there's so many professionals, and why Chrysalis or why Emerge or why Neelu or why us all together? I would say the first term that really defines us, when I say that, the first term that is passion. We bring an immense amount of passion into our programs. I'm sure each individual does it, but of course, the level varies. Each of us at Emerge, not just me, not just the organizational owners, but everybody we empanel with ourselves on this journey, we ensure that they and we have common synergies. Passion is something that drives us day in, day out. It doesn't matter how many number of sessions we've conducted till date. In fact, Rashiji, to tell you, even if I'm doing a session for free, even if it's a webinar for free, just maybe for branding, I drive it with the same amount of passion that I would have done for one of the largest corporate houses. So it's not that, when you're putting in, when there's a lot of business coming in, only then the passion ignites. No, I feel we all are very, very aware of the branding that we put across, of the impression that we create, thinking about the end result that we want to have. So the passion is something that really sets us apart. That is our first and very, very important USP. The second one I will say is, because of the passion we put in with the right intent, and that really works for us. And third, passion plus intent gives us the word of mouth. I'm very happy to say that most of our clients, whether it's Emerge or it's Chrysalis, has come back to us with a lot of references for us, with a lot of testimonials for us, recognizing the kind of work that we do. And when your client gives you testimonials without asking, when your client gives you references without asking, that really makes us believe that we are going on the right track and helping individuals shaping their lives to become better.
And that is definitely something people should try out. Now, let us talk about your brands. What are the different workshops you are offering in both your different brands?
So I'll begin with Chrysalis since we are into corporate training and development. There are some major sections of trainings that we offer. The first and foremost is soft skills. Now, soft skills is something which is so underrated, but of course, a very, very essential part of our everyday being. So, when it comes to time management, stress management, business etiquette, conflict, decision making, etc., the entire gamut of life skills come under that. The second important aspect that we take care of is leadership development. As people grow from one level to another, they require certain skill sets to be polished leaders, and that's what we do in that. Third segment is the sales skills. As organizations, that's the most important part that comes in the business. So, sales professionals, we take them through how to become better sales professionals. That is something that we do as well. And there's another segment where we do motivational talks. We get in famous speakers pan India, and we host these 1 hour kind of a motivational speech so that the audience can listen and get some life lessons from these real achievers of life. We also do psychometric tests and analysis across various levels. It can be right from the hiring till the time people are progressing from one level into another. And last but not the least, we are also very actively driving POSH, that is prevention of sexual harassment, across organizations. So these are the various sectors or segments of training that we take care of when it comes to Chrysalis. And talking about Emerge, since we are into pre-placement, the first thing that we try to do with Emerge, we are with management colleges as well as with engineering colleges. Both Chrysalis and Emerge are B2, B2B, which is business to business. With Emerge specifically, we have a philosophy which is catch them young. We don't believe in doing a last minute GDPI kar diya, getting their interview ready. That never works. So we try and do a psychometric test right in the first year, especially with MBA students, and then filter them out to understand their training needs. Post which we run a couple of soft skill sessions to polish them. We also do public speaking, presentation skills, and then comes the major chunk of interview readiness, which is basically group discussions, interview, personal interview handling, aptitude, as well as jam sessions, which is just a minute. So these are various programs that we conduct with BTech colleges. We also do something which is called Business English Communication, BEC, which basically happens during their initial time of college, which helps them to polish their communication skills further. Because as we all know, engineers they all believe in technical things rather than soft skills as well. So that is something that we do.
This is totally wonderful, Neeluji. Okay, so what are the key factors you look into to improve the efficiency of your client? See, we all are educated and we all are experienced. But how do you actually manage to look who needs what? Let's hear that.
Right, another very interesting question, Rashiji. How do we understand who needs what? In fact, something that we do is before taking on the plunge, before starting any sort of program, we love to understand the requirements of the audience, the requirements of the organization, first of all, to start with. There's a very famous theory called the circle. Like, you start with a why, and that's what we exactly do with the golden circle, which is coined by Simon Sinek. We start with the why to understand why exactly is the training, first of all. Is it just an activity which is required because karna hai isliye kar rahe hain? Is it an activity because we have real challenges which the organization wants to turn around? Or is it an activity which is a part of their career progression? So we try and first understand where exactly the requirement is coming from. That helps us to customize our learning solutions accordingly. Like, for example, I'm doing a presentation skills. We are doing a presentation skills with corporates. We're also doing presentation skills with colleges. But the reason why we are doing presentation skills will differ from one client to another client. So knowing the why helps us customize, the approach, the facilitator, the entire content, everything gets changed. So that why helps us to deliver effective content that makes it very, very effective for the end user, which is our client. And the second thing that we do, the second phase is when we are in the classroom, when we are in the training room, passing on the why into, why the audience should listen to you or why the audience should attend the session. I think when that is done properly, then that makes your program really effective, and that becomes rewarding for not just you as a facilitator, but also for your client who's passing on this business requirement.
Very nicely put. Okay, Neeluji, coming to emerge now. How students should face the rejection of any interview, which you basically call as reinvent. Let's hear that because that is the need of the hour now.
Reinvent, in fact, that is a term that we brought in with a lot of thought, because it's all about reinventing ourselves day in, day out. And this happens, I'm sure it happened to us while we were young. When students are there and they are all thinking about big plans, they're thinking about getting their best job with the best pay, with travel and everything. They create this mental image of getting the best, and then they don't get it. Let's say somebody faces a rejection, the whole self esteem, the confidence crashes down, and students start believing that they're not worth it. In fact, we deal with such students day in, day out who are probably suffering because of their past rejections. May not be right in that college, it could be in the past, maybe personal rejections, maybe professional rejections, because of which it has a huge impact on the self esteem. Through Reinvent, what we try and do is we try and help students to overcome those emotional baggages of past uh, failures, or rather, I would call it learnings that they've had, and come across on their polished version by working on themselves. So basically, the way we try and tell students to look at their lives post rejections is failure. We can change that term of failure into a learning. And something that we really believe in is, a bend is not really an end till the time we don't want to be there. There is, of course, a road ahead, and that's what we do through Reinvent. We all fail in lives, we all learn through our lives, and that is what we need to do. It's not about the emotional experience that we should carry, but it's about the learnings that we need to carry and detach from the emotions, because we need to move ahead and try and achieve success.
So this is totally wonderful, Neeluji. What's your special message to inspire people?
In fact, not one message, but I have two. And these are two of my personal favorite quotes, two quotes that have helped me to shape my life. The first one is that you cannot pour from an empty cup. This is something that I keep saying across all my interviews and all my talks, which is first we need to take care of ourselves, especially as facilitators, as somebody who's giving back to people, helping them become better version of themselves. It's important for us to take care of our own thoughts, the way we look at life, the way we handle our miseries, the way we handle our rejections. That's the first and the most important thing, I feel. The second one is for students, especially, and for corporates. You can either be a part of the problem or you can be a part of the solution. You can't be a part of both. It's important for us to be a part of the solution because that's where action happens. Each time we are stuck, each time things are not moving, instead of thinking about kyun nahi ho raha hai, what is the problem, let's try and think of how can I get out of it? How do I solve it? I think that drives the whole energy into a very positive direction and we can achieve excellence.
Neelu Jain, what are your social initiatives? How are you helping the society as well? Let's hear that.
Right. I feel every business must do something to give back to the society, and that's how we have so many CSR initiatives. If I talk about our kind of CSR initiatives with Emerge, we are into something which is empowering girls. We have a program called Power Girls, where we work with girls from rural areas, helping them in terms of not just developing their personality, but also in health and hygiene and nutrition level. So we try and take up workshops where we can help children, especially girl child, to understand what happens within their bodies through various psychologists, through various nutrition experts, through medical practitioners, so that they can let them know and give them that education. That is one of the initiatives that we take up. And personally, if I talk about my involvement, I conduct a lot of coaching sessions. In fact, anytime and every time whoever approaches me, I do it so that it can help a professional or it can help a student to become the best version of themselves. I think these are the two ways we try and give back to the society, taking from the knowledge and experience that we've gathered.
It has been a wonderful session with Neelu Jain. It's important to believe in unlimited potential of people, and that's exactly where Neelu Jain can help you and guide you. Get in touch with her for all your corporate trainings, for all your pre-placement trainings. Her details are available in the feed and on the video. आपका बहुत बहुत thanks है नीलू की आभार.